Today I'm making a big batch of venison chili with mushrooms and peppers and all kinds of other good stuff. I'm going to start off washing all of the produce, mushrooms, peppers, onions. I'm going to be using 3 pounds of ground venison. Just chopping up the onions here into pieces that'll be able to fit and process through the food processor. Using 2 large green peppers, 3 red peppers, and 1 yellow pepper, as well as 3 jalapenos and 2 red Thai chilies. Depending on how hot you like your chili, you can adjust how many hot peppers you put in it. This one will work out to about a medium heat. Just chopping up all these peppers into pieces that will easily fit into the food processor. I'm going to mince those as well. For the mushrooms here, I'm just cutting them into pieces I can put in the food processor as well. I'm going to keep half of them sliced and I'm going to mince the other half. The minced half will be more for flavor, and then the ones that are sliced are just going to add a little bit more texture to the chili. Adding half my mushrooms here to the food processor. I'm going to pulse this until they're a small consistent size, and I'm going to do the same with some onions, mix that in. As you can see there, that's the half that I'm leaving out that are not going to be minced, and that's going to be a little bit of our texture in the chili. I'm just going to keep adding everything to this, the peppers, the onions, hot peppers, just until everything is about the same size so that we have a consistent cook on it when we put it in the pot. I'm adding olive oil into my deep saucepan. I'm going to cook off the minced garlic and the ground venison until it's browned out, and then we're going to put it into a huge stock pot and add the rest of the ingredients. Just a little hack here, using a rubber whisk, not a metal whisk, because if you're using a non-stick pan, you don't want to ever use metal in it. But using the whisk to break up ground meats generally works pretty good, and it saves your wrist from having to sit there and break it all up with a spatula. Removing the ground venison and garlic mixture to the side, getting my new pot ready. So I'm just adding some olive oil to this as well. Then we're going to add our onions and mushrooms, the ones that have been minced. I'm going to let those soften and wait until the onions go a little bit translucent. My home canned diced tomatoes that I'll be using for this chili. Hot peppers, my 4-bean mixture, sweet peppers, and the mushroom onion. Once the onions start going translucent, I'll add the peppers. So this is the sweet peppers going in, and then the hot peppers going in right after. We're going to let all this stuff simmer away in this stock pot just until it gets a little softer. Then we will add the rest of our ingredients. I'm adding the rest of the mushrooms here, and we're going to let them soften up a little bit as well. Now we'll add that ground venison that we browned earlier and the garlic into the stock pot. I'm going to stir just to incorporate everything in together before we get our tomato sauces and our spices in there. In this bowl, I have 6 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, and 4 teaspoons of cumin. In this bowl, I have 4 teaspoons of Mexican oregano, 3 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I put a little bit of cinnamon into this as well, just for some added warmth. So when we're making such big batches of chili, obviously you're going to start with these spices, but you're probably going to have to adjust the salt and pepper to taste. You may even have to adjust any of the seasonings, such as the chili powder, the paprika, some extra cumin if you like it more cuminy. If you need it spicier, you might want to throw in some red chili peppers. Next, I'm adding 5 cans of mixed beans. You can use dried beans if you want. I just like that these come all mixed together already in a can. So in there is kidney beans, baby lima beans, black-eyed beans, and garbanzo, aka chickpeas. It just adds a lot more protein to this. I'm adding some tomato paste, just helps it thicken up and it gives it a little bit more of a deeper tomato flavor. We're gonna mix all this up too. And I generally leave this simmering, not boiling, but simmering, probably about 90 minutes, maybe up to 2 hours. You're going to know when it's the right thickness. So this is obviously still watery. This is when we just started. I did add a little bit of water and a little bit of beef broth just to enhance those flavors a little bit more. And as you can see here, after 2 hours, it has been simmering and it is a nice thickness. So I'm going to put it into 1 liter deli containers, label them off, and I'm going to be putting them in the freezer. So these are all ready to go for another day. Big batch chili is so easy to make. There's literally millions of different variations you can make. You can make it hotter, you can make it milder, you could add different beans, you can make it vegetarian, add extra sauces, make it saltier. Literally, you can pretty much do anything as long as you have your right base and you can just allow your creativity to go. This recipe yielded about 13 liters, which is the equivalent to about 26 good-sized meals. It total cost me about $14 because the venison was hunted and a lot of the peppers were from our garden.